What's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here. And today we're talking about Butthurt Blue Democracy. And I know what you're thinking. Why are we talking about Butthurt Blue Democracy right now? Well, that's what Democrats are running on. They're running the fight to save democracy, allegedly. That's what they claim they're running on. To save democracy. Even though they want to take away people's right to vote. Democrats want to save democracy from Donald Trump while taking people's right away to vote for who they want to vote for. And I'm not just talking about New Hampshire and Maine. Oh no, they've gone way beyond those two states. It's bad enough that they want to. It's bad enough that they want to disenfranchise Republican voters, but they want to disenfranchise their own voters in states like Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee. For those of you who haven't heard, I think Massachusetts. Don't quote me on that on the last one, but for those of you who haven't heard, in those states, there's not even going to be a Democrat primary. Democrats have said, nope, Joe Biden's the nominee. No, no, no voting for Marianne Williamson, Jake Uger, or the other guy. I forget the other guy's name. Oh well, they just take them. They're not even going to have they're not even going to have a chance to be on the ballot. Now, interesting that what came out today is in New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, New Hampshire is still having a primary, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's next week or a week after. The funny thing is, in New Hampshire's primary, Joe Biden's not on the ticket. It's like, wait. I know what you're thinking. New Hampshire's having a Democrat primary and Joe Biden's not on the ticket? No, Joe Biden is not on the ticket. Why is Joe Biden not on the ticket? Quite literally their own bullshit. They wanted South Carolina to go first instead of Iowa and New Hampshire. And because of all those shenanigans, Joe Biden is not on the New Hampshire ticket. But you know who is on the New Hampshire ticket? As far as I know, the guy I can't think of the name of, and Marion Williamson, and possibly Cenk Uygur, if he qualified. Because for those you don't know, he's not a natural born citizen, so it's questionable whether or not he should be running anyway. But New Hampshire still plans to have their primary at the same time, despite the Democrats' complaints, and it's actually written into New Hampshire state constitution, so there's not much they can do about that. So what did the Democrats do? They pretty much told, and by the way, New Hampshire is a blue state. They pretty much told all their voters in New Hampshire to go fuck themselves. Translation: New Hampshire's going to have their primary, but none of it's going to count. Remember what I said earlier. Democrats are fighting for democracy. They're fighting to save the nation from Donald Trump. They're fighting for democracy. Sound like fighting for democracy for you? They literally told a state that was probably going to win anyway to go fuck themselves. Your vote doesn't count. We're going to shove Joe Biden down your throat whether you like it or not. Now, I'm sure the butthurt blues you saw last week are going to sit up here and tell you, oh, he's misinforming you. Well, unfortunately for them, I came prepared this week. So if you think I'm lying about what I'm talking about, all you have to do is look in the description. I've linked some videos for y'all to watch from other news sources. And these are, and most of them are lefty news sources, by the way, that are pointing this out. People on the blue side that are pointing this out. Oh, not to mention the fact you think Joe Biden's doing all right. Okay, then why is Barack Obama worried? Oh yeah, they got a video for that too. But Butthurt Blue claims they're fighting for democracy. Oh, by the way, I also have an article in my description, and in the article, it pretty much says Democrats are getting cold feet and are considering not debating Trump. Yes, you heard that correctly. Democrats are getting cold feet and have decided, and some of them are suggesting, in their infinite wisdom, that maybe Joe Biden shouldn't debate Donald Trump. In fact, one of the Democrat leaders in the article said that I have horrible memories of Donald Trump debating Hillary Clinton and all the horrible stuff he said. Translation: Donald Trump made Hillary Clinton look like a jackass in those debates, and he has horrible memories from that. Not to mention the fact, now, to be fair, I do think Joe Biden won the first debate, but that second debate, it's a little questionable. And if they had a third debate, Trump might still be president. But yeah, now Democrats are going to. If you don't believe me, I'm not misinforming anybody. My links are in are in my description. Democrats are seriously contemplating not debating Donald Trump and just going straight to the election. And it also came out their main strategy for winning the 2024 election is Trump's bad. Be afraid. Hold on, wait a minute. Be very afraid. Get a little more light. Be very afraid. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Trump's bad. Be afraid. Be afraid. Be afraid. Be afraid. Be afraid. That's your strategy. Trump bad. Be afraid. Not running on any solid policies or Biden's so-called accomplishments, for that matter. Their main strategy is be afraid. The Trump is coming. The Trump is coming. This is what the Democrat Party is doing right now. And this is why I call them Butthurt Blue. This is Butthurt Blue's idea of democracy. Canceling Democrat primaries, so your only choice is Biden, and telling a state like New Hampshire, a blue state, to go fuck yourself. Your votes don't matter. That's Butthurt Blue's idea of democracy. That's not my idea of democracy, but Apparently, it's Butthurt Blue's idea of democracy. Take that however you want to take it. This is their idea of democracy. Oh, by the way, you know who runs the DNC? Y'all know who runs the DNC? If you don't feel bad. It's the dude that runs the DNC is a so-called black male named Jamie Harrison. Now, you may have heard of Jamie Harrison. He's the knucklehead that lost to Lindsey Graham. I believe back in 2020. Yeah, 2020. He's the knucklehead who lost to Lindsey Graham in 2020. They made this knucklehead head of the DNC. And he's the one pushing all this. Biden's the nominee. Move out of the way. Screw you, New Hampshire. Probably screw you some more states. Biden's going to be the nominee. Yeah. If this is where y'all going, oh no, and I haven't even brought up the fact that you're losing a ton of voters on the Israel Palestine issue. Your party is in polar opposite of what your voters want. Your voters want a ceasefire. I want a ceasefire. 20,000 plus Palestinians have been killed since October 7th. Over 10,000 children have been killed since October 7th. Let that sink in. Over 10,000 children have been killed since October 7th. That's almost 9 times the amount that died on 9/11 over 20 years ago. Let me say that again for the Negroes didn't hear that in the back. That's over 9 times the amount of people that died in 9/11 20 years ago. Zionist Israel is committing a genocide. And I know the Zionists are probably going to try to block this stream. I don't care. But here for the Zionists, I know y'all listening. You're not going to buy your way out of this one. If you were smart, you would call for a ceasefire now. But you know what? What do I know? I'm just a black man. But if you were smart and you cared about Joe Biden getting reelected next year, you would call for a ceasefire now. But yeah, this is who Biden claims he's fighting for democracy while allowing 20,000 plus Palestinians to be killed in a genocide or ethnic cleansing, as they call it. That's Biden's democracy. That's what Biden calls democracy. Oh, not to mention, he has an immigration problem. He's allowing all these immigrants to come in to replace black people as their voters. I'm just gonna come out and say it. We all know why he's doing it. He's allowing all these migrants for Chicago. Listen, you want to know why you see all the migrants on the street? He's trying to replace y'all as a voting bloc, and that's why the brothers and sisters in Chicago are pissed, and rightfully so. They have every reason to be pissed off. Biden is screwing them over, just like he's screwing over New Hampshire. But you already know what the Democrats' strategy is going to be. You need to vote blue, no matter who, no matter how butthurt we are. Vote blue no matter how butthurt we are. Vote blue. Or if you listen to Roland Martin, beep beep beep, beep 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 beep, vote blue because your ancestors died for your right to vote. And as I've said before, our ancestors didn't die for your punk ass to buck dance for Hillary Clinton. Our ancestors didn't die for that shit, Roland. Go tell that lie to somebody else. But these are your Democrats that are trying to save democracy. Yeah, we have some interesting choices in 2024, don't we? Democrats are still trying to save democracy. You can still believe that lie if you want to. You can still be misinformed and believe that lie if you want to, but seeing their actions, are they trying to save democracy? Or are they trying to save the corptocracy? Are they trying to save democracy? Or are they trying to save their greedflation? It costs nearly $1,700 to rent a one-bedroom apartment in the United States right now. And believe it, and it costs this much despite the fact the minimum joke wage is $7.25 an hour. In fact, now is for the first time, you can work 40 hours a week, but you're not likely to make enough to survive based on the wages right now. And then the corporations wonder why everybody's quiet quitting right now. But yeah, this is Butthurt Blue's idea of democracy. Grocery and gas prices through the roof. Democrats are trying to push EVs on you, electric cars, even though we don't have the infrastructure for that. And plus, Democrats have these two proxy wars in the Gaza Strip and in Ukraine and Russia. By the way, that war in Ukraine and Russia ain't going too well. There's probably going to be a peace deal in a few months, if not a few weeks, because if you watch the right news sources, Zelensky's name is pretty much mud in damn, I forgot it, in Ukraine. Zelensky's name is mud in Ukraine. Now, to the United States credit, probably because the Republicans want to get reelected again. They have not sent any money over to Ukraine in over a month, and it is what it is. I haven't heard anything about talks, but don't be surprised if you hear about Ukraine and Russia talks in the near future. But this is Joe Biden's idea of fighting for democracy. Even though in Ukraine, President Zelensky, Vladimir Zelensky, has canceled the election that I believe were supposed to happen in March. So he can stay in power and throw Ukrainians away to die to the Russians. Don't believe me? The average age of the soldier in Ukraine is, I believe it's 43, which means they're older than me. There are reports of pregnant women on the field in Ukraine. But fighting for democracy. They're fighting for democracy. There's also reports of them kidnapping people off the street to go be put on the front lines. Fighting for democracy, right? That's what Butthurt Blue claims they're doing. Screwing over New Hampshire is fighting for democracy, right? Screwing over voters in Florida is fighting for democracy, right? Screwing over voters in North Carolina is fighting for democracy, right? Screwing over voters who vote in Tennessee is fighting for democracy, right? 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 Okay. Keep telling yourself that lie. Democrats fight for democracy. My ass cheeks. Now, if you want to dispute what I've just talked about, I'm going to give you the chance to do so now. Wait a second. You want to come up here and talk to me about this? You can do so now. There's the link. You want to come up and talk about this? But this is Butthurt Blue's idea of fighting for democracy. Want the link to my sources? They're in the description. Quite frankly, I don't believe the Democrats when they say they want to fight for democracy. They want to fight for the corporate system that they benefit from at your expense. And quite frankly, I think their head's too far up their ass to change. It is what it is. But if you like the content you've heard so far, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, and support the show. But yeah, Democrats are fighting for democracy by screwing over their voters. Doesn't sound like they're fighting for democracy to me. But hey, if that's your idea of fighting for democracy, that's on you. That's on you. I personally don't think that's fighting for democracy at all, but Democrats think they're fighting for democracy by screwing over their own voters. Oh, and by the way, I hate to break this to you. Everything they're doing is perfectly legal. Because see, back unbeknownst to a lot of people, back in 2016, some of Bernie's voters sued the Democrat Party because they wanted their money back. And the Democrats literally argue it in court that they're a corporation. And if they want to screw over their voters, they can do so as a corporation. Not my argument. That was the Democrats' argument. They literally argued in court that they have the right to screw their voters over as a corporation. But they fight for democracy. That's y'all's Democrat Party. They're fighting for democracy by screwing you over. and every chance they get. But I know there's some black people that are listening to me right now, including the Butthurt Blues that came over last week. They're gonna vote for him anyway, and that's your choice. But I particularly asked the black men who are listening to me right now, who might watch this video later, what do you have to lose by not voting for Democrats? What do you have to lose? They've shown their hands. They've showed you what they think about you. Why don't you believe them? Don't forget, Joe Biden. If you have a problem finding out whether you for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Are you going to let Joe Biden define your blackness, black man? Are you going to let Joe Biden define your blackness, black woman? Hmm? You gonna let an old crusted Dixiecrat define your blackness? You gonna you gonna let an old crusted Dixiecrat who fought against segregation define your blackness? You're gonna find yeah, you're gonna let an old crusted Dixiecrat who offered multiple crime bills to define your blackness? You're gonna let an old crusted Dixiecrat who made sure you can't file bankruptcy on your student loans define your blackness? That's who y'all gonna vote for again? Some of y'all? It amazes me sometimes. Some of y'all voted for not Trump. Some of y'all voted for Joe Biden and then have the nerve to call somebody Uncle Ruckus. You let a racist Dixiecrat define your blackness, and you have the nerve to call somebody Uncle Ruckus. Perhaps you should look in the mirror. Going around talking about Trump, the most racist. Trump's a racist. So what? Who cares? Y'all act like he's the first racist president we had. What did you think the other 46 were? Other 45 were? In fact, if you actually read history, if you actually read history, it's disingenuous to say Trump's the most racist president. And I don't think, let me say that again for the Negroes didn't hear me back. If you actually read your history, it is very disingenuous to say Trump's the most racist president. You need to understand something. 10 of your first 12 presidents were slave owners. And right now I'm talking to the black people, the ADOS or Foundation Americans, whatever you want to call yourself by. I'm talking to y'all right now. 10 of your first presidents, 10 of 12 of your first presidents were slave owners. You know what that means, don't you? They thought you were property. That 3/5 that's in the Constitution, that's real. They thought you were property. They owned your black ass. They owned your body too. But y'all sitting here running around talking about Trump the most racist president we ever had. Which only shows me that you don't read US history whatsoever. George Washington is rumored to be chasing was rumored to be chasing a favorite female slave of his when he died. But you sit up here talking about Trump's a racist president. I don't think I need to explain Andrew Jackson's uh, escapades, but you worried about Trump being a racist president. Or maybe I should talk about since some of you knuckleheads only think Republicans can be racist. Maybe I should talk about Woodrow Wilson, who played the other Birth of a Nation movie in the White House as entertainment. But you want to come up here and talk to me about Trump's a racist president? And if you ask me, Donald Trump had it right the first time. When he became the nominee in 2016, he asked black folk a simple question: "What do you have to lose?" And that's the same question I ask you now. What do we have to lose by looking at Donald Trump? What do we have to lose? Seriously. Let's see. Bush letting. Yeah, that's true. That's true, and that's one of the reasons why the Republicans lost the House back in '06. I don't dispute that, but that doesn't mean we should ignore what the Democrats are doing. I'm not here to tell you that the Republicans are angels. I don't tell that lie. They're full of shit too. But see, the problem with black folk is they can't get their mouth off the Democrat Party's ass harder long enough to see that they're full of shit too. They're still too many black folk are still sucking the crack of the Democrat Party's ass, and they can't see that, and they refuse to see that the Democrats are full of shit too, even though their lips are stuck to the crack of their ass. Yeah, I said it, and you know it's the truth. Too many black people have their lips stuck to the crack of the Democrat Party's ass, and then you wonder why the black community is in the shape that it's in. Yes, yes, I know they switched. It's well known that Democrats were racist and they switched sides with the Republicans back in the '60s. But that's not an excuse for you to kiss the crack of their ass for 50 plus years and then wonder why black folk are where they're at. Just saw a video today where these black heifers are teaching their infants and toddlers how to pole dance. No, I'm not making that up. They were teaching their infants and toddlers how to pole dance. Very inappropriate. But you worrying about how Trump's a racist. Joe Biden elected a woman to the Supreme Court that can't tell you what a biological woman is, but you call him Trump a racist. Every time I flip on Congress, they got a black woman up there that don't know what a female is. Can't tell you what a man is. Talking about a man can be pregnant, but you call him Trump a racist. Newsflash: the whole system's racist. Democrats and Republicans are racist. Get over it. Some of y'all forgot what country you live in. And yes, black man, right now you're in the permanent underclass, along with me. You don't have to like it. I sure as hell don't. But you got to tell the truth about the situation. You're in the permanent underclass right now. But some of y'all still have your mouth stuck to the crack of the Democrat Party's ass, and then wonder why. And then wonder why our people ain't getting anywhere. Think about it. Something to think about. That's all right. More black people than I thought are waking up now. More black people than I thought are starting to call out roly poly and coons like him. More black people than I thought are starting to say, forget the Democrat Party. Republicans, what you offering? Especially in Chicago. But Butthurt Blue is saying they're fighting for democracy. Okay, keep telling yourself that lie. They're, you want to pretend they're fighting for democracy? Go right ahead. But go tell that to the voters in New Hampshire that Joe Biden's fighting for democracy. Go tell that to the voters in North Carolina that Joe Biden, the Democrat primary voters in North Carolina, that Joe Biden's fighting for democracy. Tell that to the Democrat voters in Florida. Sorry, Mr. Z, that Joe Biden is fighting for democracy. Shout out to Mr. Z, by the way. Good brother. He does the Lord's work because I ain't gonna watch these sorry ass divestors, man. I ain't gonna do it. Matter of fact, look at my face. Look at my face. I ain't gonna do it. My message to the divestors is very simple. I don't care. I already got white in-laws on both sides of my family. I don't care nothing about you dating a white man. Go date him and go away. But yeah, Democrats are fighting for democracy while taking taking while telling New Hampshire voters their vote doesn't matter. That's their idea of fighting for democracy. Democrats are fighting for democracy by telling Florida, don't even go out to come out to vote because your vote don't matter. We're going to shove Joe Biden down your throat. But that's their idea of fighting for democracy. It's not my idea of fighting for democracy. That's their idea of fighting for democracy. And you don't have to take my word for it. Links to what I'm talking about is in the chat. Not in the chat, but in the description. Democrats are now literally arguing that maybe we don't need to, maybe it'd be too much for us to debate Trump. We don't want to give him any more airtime. We're scared. Oh, we're scared. But they're fighting for democracy, right? Let's shoot. Okay, maybe the first time, but the second time that was John Kerry's fault. Bush won the popular vote and he won the electoral college. That was all John Kerry's fault. Actually, it was Al Gore's fault too because Al Gore lost his own home state. So take that however you want to take it. But Democrats' big push is, and the links in the chat. Somebody want to come up and challenge me on this? The link's right there. But my sources are in the description. Democrats are getting cold feet, don't want to debate Trump, let alone their other Democratic challengers. But they want to tell us they're fighting for democracy, and I guarantee you they're gonna try to shove Joe Biden down our throats and tell him we didn't vote for him or you ain't black. Now you believe that bullshit if you want to, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And as I said before, Joe Biden didn't define my blackness. Now, whether I vote for Trump or not, that remains to be seen. Remember, we got other candidates running too. Jill Stein, Dr. Cornel West, and RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So we got plenty of choices this election cycle. And it's up to Now, granted, the main front runners are Donald Trump and Joe Biden, PP Joe Biden, but it's up to them to convince my votes for sale. My lips are not attached to the crack of the Democrat Party's ass, and yours shouldn't be either. Make up your own mind. Don't let the Democrats make it up for you. Once again, if you want to come up, the link is in the chat. If you want to donate, the cash app is pinned to the top. But I don't have time to lie to you. I don't have time to misinform you. I'm just here to give you the cold-hearted truth from my perspective. You don't like it? You can always go kick rocks or stay in your own echo chamber like BBT does. No, Bush wasn't perfect, but is Biden any better? Yeah, some black people, they did better under Trump than they're doing under Biden right now. But, you listen to Biden circuits. Oh, the economy's doing great. The economy's doing so well. You go talk to people on the street, um, whole different story. People struggling to keep food on the table. Black Friday was a bust because people were struggling just to have Thanksgiving dinner. But the economy's doing so great, right? We've had over 5 bank crashes since Joe Biden got in office. But the economy is doing great, right? Economy's doing so great, right? Powell is going to have to lower interest rates because to keep some of these banks afloat. But the economy is doing so great, right? The economy is doing so great, and Joe Biden is fighting for democracy. You can keep telling yourself that lie if you want to. I ain't gonna tell myself that lie. If you, actions speak louder than words, and if you look at Joe Biden's actions, he's not fighting for democracy whatsoever. Now, you can do like the BBT and pretend I'm lying about this, or you can look at the truth for what it is. You want to pretend Joe Biden's fighting for you? That's on you. Trump might not be fighting for you either, but what's that MO to say? Pick a side. Okay, probably ain't gonna be the side you want, but I might pick one. Pay attention, folks. Don't just sit and believe everything you believe on TV news or cable news. They're all bought and paid for. Do your own thinking, folks. You don't have to always listen to me. Read for yourself. Look for yourself. As I said, links to my sources are in the description. If you want to pretend I'm lying about this, go right ahead. You want to pretend I'm misinformed, go right ahead. But the links to what I'm talking about are in the description. It's going to be a hell of a 2024 election season. I know that much. Let's see. Yeah. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and to hit the Cash App and support the show. But yeah, Butthurt Blue's fighting for democracy, all right, by screwing over their voters. You can pretend that's not happening right now. You want to pretend that's not happening right now? That's on you. You want to pretend Obama's not worried right now? That's on you. And also, from what I heard, Michelle Obama's worried too. So that's all right. Pretend ain't nothing wrong with the Democrats all you want. That's up to you. It's up to you. I ain't your daddy. I ain't trying to be. We all adults here. I hope we're all adults here. Make up your own mind. Read for yourself. Since nobody wants to come up, I'm going to shut the stream down. Thank you for all who came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.